Hello and welcome to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
I'm David.
And we are into week 3 of the 2026 winter anime season. Start off with episode 3 of Journal with a Witch, where Makio and Asa return to Asa's home that she shared with her now deceased parents to do the familial duty of cleaning everything out. They go through organizing and disposing of everything machine-like, as if there aren't really a lot of memories and emotions tied to the things that they're handling. But things change when Asa returns her final day of middle school for the graduation ceremony and learns that her friend, Emily, her mother, pretty much gossiped to everybody about Asa's parents, causing Asa to get incredibly emotional, a thing we have yet to encounter in this story, to the point where she is yelling at the faculty, kicking a garbage can, and then telling her best friend that she hates her, and then leaves before she can participate in the graduation ceremony. In her distraught nature, she gets lost, and ignoring texts from Emily, she reaches out to her aunt to let her know that she's having trouble getting back home. Makio comes and picks her up, and then intuitively realizes that something is wrong, starts to poke at her. And they come back home, and Asa kind of starts attacking Makio, which Makio just kind of brushes off and considers an annoyance more than anything, but answers the girl honestly and forthright about the accusations that are being presented to her, kind of allowing the emotionally charged teenager who, at least openly, is starting to show, if not the real her, the weight of the trauma from her parents' death. And by the end of it, she's a bit more reasonable and calm, and reaches out to her friend, recognizing that, this person that has known her for a number of years is probably the best person that she can open up to about the things that are rattling around in her head. And that's the episode. Yay, fun times. Happy fun times. Emotional trauma, but like realistic emotional trauma. Just average, everyday life emotional trauma. I really liked this episode. I thought it was good. I thought it was a really well-presented example of grief and emotional distress in the young adult that is Asa in a believable manner. I crave the moments of realism in anime and manga. Given the vast volume of anime and manga that's out there, it's few and far between. Feels like something that's special in a lot of the stories that are very grounded in reality. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really gravitate towards stories like this. Mm-hmm. And I think this one's doing a really good job of it. It's building believable characters, and I think an important thing that it's showcasing is the idea that nobody is ever truly honest with people around them.
Not gonna lie, it broke my heart. Cried a little bit.
That's fair. It means you're not a monster. How hard is that, to spend a couple of days going through your past life and disposing of it?
I like that her friend in the text messages is like, even our teacher will apologize.
Well,
he was being kind of a dickhead. Both the teachers were being kind of fucking dickhead. I was like, the child's parents died
in a sudden tragic accident,
probably less than a month ago. Maybe.
And they're just like, you can't let your problems affect everybody around you.
I think there is a few cases where my problems can be your fucking problems too, and it's if both of my parents die. And
then Asa's idea of she didn't want anybody to know about it because she didn't want it to be a distraction from this closing chapter of her middle school career.
She doesn't want it to be her identity.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be the girl with dead parents.
Up until this point, we had only seen this kind of passive, somewhat melancholic version of Asa. And then we see this fiery temper, and she just became a significantly more realistic portrayal of a human being. And I really liked it, because we don't get that a lot in stories, at least, in this medium.
Her losing her shit was very real.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, I don't know if she's upset that her parents are dead. It's more that her identity is ruined.
I think a lot of her outburst is a lot with her still struggling with her emotion. You can tell that she's really been holding things in. And I think some of that might have to do with the way her mother presented herself as this controlled, proper adult. But as Makio noticed when she was going through her closet, she didn't even truly understand what her sister was like.
Her discovery of that sentimentality that her sister had. Doesn't help too that Asa has a new caretaker. Also seems to be as reserved, if not more reserved, than Asa is
Yeah.
with Makio. Don't get me wrong. I like Makio. I think she's a great character. But she is probably not the best choice for a child, especially early teens, that suffered a incredibly traumatic experience.
In all reality, Makio is quite cold.
Very cold.
Maybe
not maliciously cold.
maybe not indifferent, but I think she really struggles with understanding other people.
She's
She's being presented to us as a severe introvert. When they were talking about her childhood, her telling Asa that she's found it easier to make friends as an adult than as a teenager made me chortle, because she doesn't seem like somebody who has friends outside of,
Daigo.
that's
But
the
she
only
was
one.
friends with her since she was a teenager.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's going to be like a case study.
Two people where one of them may not even necessarily be well adjusted towards living in general.
Yeah.
And the other one is just kind of a still formless lump of clay that's ripe to be molded into an adult.
Jujutsu Kaisen picks up immediately where we left off. Yuji has been stabbed in the L heart by Yuta, and then smash cut to Choso and Naoya's fight, where we see Naoya go sicko mode with his, I almost said quirk.
It's pretty close.
Yes, with his cursed technique of super speed, where he go fast, and this allows him to outpace Choso's cursed technique, because his requires like time and build up collection of his cursed energy to be able to focus it, to be able to use it. So Naoya has a technical advantage in that he is able to keep Choso from using his cursed technique, but doesn't have the killing efficiency with it. So fight goes on. Naoya's like, I win. And then he's like, wait a minute, why isn't he bled out yet? Oh god, he's a cursed spirit. And then Choso fucking blood bends his way to victory. He creates a tidal wave of blood through this underground roadway. As Choso is standing over him, about to kill him, Yuta shows up, dragging the corpse of Yuji, and knocks Choso out with one punch to the head.
Pimp slaps him into the pillar.
Uses his reverse curse technique to heal Naoya, who was slowly dying from the poison blood in his system. As Yuta does this, he tells him to basically go tell the sorcerer leaders that, Yuji's dead, he did his job. While this is happening, Yuji is in this like half-dead, half-alive state and is having a flashback to when he was a very young child. And we see his father, grandpa, and his mother, who has the same stitches that, what's his face had? Geto. And we learn that Yuji's mother is Kenjaku. And we learn that Yuji is Kenjaku's child and realistically also a cursed womb, because the cursed wombs are also a product of Kenjaku's sick games with women. And then we learn that Yuta basically lied, saved Yuji from dying, and used his reverse curse technique at the same instant that he stabbed him in the heart. Yuta was very afraid that he had actually killed Yuji and lets down his tough guy facade as soon as he realizes Yuji's okay. He's like, oh god, you're okay. And we learned that the whole plan all along was if Gojo had gotten killed or incapacitated in any way, it was Yuta's duty to take care of Yuji. We basically then get reintroduced back to Fushiguro, who tells Yuji, quit being a bitch, quit feeling sorry for yourself. We're part of the Culling Games now. And then we get a background of what the Culling Game is. They give us a nice title screen that breaks down all the rules of the game.
Real quick.
I
didn't read any of them.
I paused it. It's like anyone that was given powers by Kenjaku needs to participate in the game. The more people you kill, the more points you get. If you, at any point for an extended period of time, don't kill anybody, you lose your powers. You join teams. Fushiguro basically is like, snap out of it, you little bitch. And then they go to Jujutsu High to go find Tengen, the basically god of Jujutsu sorcery. And we get reintroduced back to hot blonde lady, who I love her.
Yeah, she's a good character.
She's just a sarcastic bitch, and I love her. She's best girl. And they're basically like, we need to go talk to Tengen. So Fushiguro, Choso, Yuji, blonde lady that can't remember her name right now, and Yuta all go to the same spot where what's-her-face got her head blown off by Fushiguro's dad,
Yeah.
Toji. And then they go into the room where Tengen's supposed to be. It's all white. They're like, oh, we failed. And
Then Tengen shows up.
Tengen shows up, says, welcome. Very specific things about each of you people, and credits.
Yep.
I had fun. This was a fun episode.
It was okay. It was fine.
I love the interaction between Yuji, Yuta, Fushiguro,
Yes.
They're a band of just 4 brothers.
Yeah,
It's
it
hilarious.
seems like a decent grouping with those guys.
4 of them are just like fraternal as hell, and I love it. Ushiguro and Yuji are obviously like the twins, constantly argue and bicker,
But care deeply about
but
each
care
other.
deeply about each other. Then there's Choso, the extremely older brother.
Yeah.
And then there's Yuta, who's like a year or 2 older, and is like,
Joso's a really good character.
Choso is really, really well written.
I never thought from the first season of being introduced into the end of it that he would be a character that I actually really like.
Oh, I love Choso. I think he is likable, very like, again, fraternal.
Grounded.
Grounded, yes. Like for a thing that is like this supernatural cursed spirit, it's very, very grounded, very humanized, very just like ideal person.
Well, he doesn't have his own machination.
Yeah, he doesn't have an agenda. He's just like, I'm here to help Yuji now because I found out that Yuji's one of my siblings, and like I care about my siblings.
His personality is caring for his brothers.
Yes, he's definitely the older brother where the parents are all dead. Now I've taken on the role of the parent.
Yeah.
I do really like how he was like lecturing Naoya about
being shitty towards your older brothers.
Yes, that made me like him a lot more too.
God, I hate Naoya, but I think that you're just supposed to hate Naoya.
It's I think it's one. Most of the Zenin family are terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, and Maki, she's still alive.
Oh, that's right. She got messed up.
But she's still alive.
Yeah, she joined them.
She has the divine blessing, which makes her resistant to curse technique. So yeah, other best girl is still alive. It was a fun episode. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed the fight scene where Naoya got his ass obliterated by Choso. Made me feel good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's just there to, one, be the foil to Choso, or at least for this episode, but also as a general idea that the Zenin family are terrible.
If you didn't already know that already.
They just keep reinforcing that every generation of the Zenin are. This week on My Hero Academia Vigilantes, All Might shows up and beats up a bunch of delicious food from Okinawa. Post All Might saving Okinawa, we see All Might in his deflated form, as Steve
What's
likes
his
to call
real
it.
name?
Toshinori. I don't remember his given name, but his family name is Toshinori. Toshinori meets up with Now at a All Might branded cafe, which love that.
I mean, the best place to hide is out in the open, right?
Exactly. So at the All Might cafe, they meet up. All Might freaks out because Now's fucking injured and is basically like, dude, you have me on speed dial. Why didn't you call me? And Now chastises Toshinori and is like, you're, the number one hero. You can't have weaknesses and know that you care about somebody. People will use that against you. Basically, we get a lot of Now and his sister's interactions throughout this episode where All Might tries to give Makoto
Bath
salts and then Now gives All Might crabs.
Yeah.
Which apparently was crabs from Koichi and Popstep, because when they were being interviewed, they gave the bag
okay.
to Aki.
Okay.
Gave it to her brother, who then gave it to All Might.
Got it.
Koichi knew that the shit that he gave
Ended up with
All Might, he'd fucking die.
Fangirl to death.
We see more of their kind of toxic-ish relationship. Not toxic, but not toxic.
Between Now and Makoto?
Yeah.
I mean,
where Makoto tries to use her brother's policeness to get away with things, and then Now just really not liking it. Then we get this interaction with a praying mantis man. They're basically trying to investigate who this speedster is. We learn that there have been a couple of speedsters throughout the history of Japan. Now trying to track him down. We learn that this old speedster was the master of this new villain speedster, and that's like the main plot of the episode. Ancillary plot is unfortunately Koichi and Popstep, which I was kind of okay with because it was entertaining this episode.
Yeah.
We basically just see Koichi continuing to develop his powers. His powers appear a lot more useful than they actually were, which I blame his controlling mother.
I can see that, yeah.
But we learn that he can now use the suction and the repel at the same time for his abilities, and he can do this like force push thing if he anchors himself well enough, which he breaks a window and topples Popstep over, which they're like, hold up, can't do that, don't want to be like Knuckle Duster. And yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Very entertaining.
It's a good episode. It felt like CSI MHA.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Because it focused a lot on Nao's investigation and then his interactions around the investigation.
There's a lot of police work.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
So how did you like All Might?
I like All Might's deflated form, except for his character design is not enjoyable. I don't like the way he's drawn.
Fair.
Like with his like eternal lack of lips and then his raccoon eyes. I don't understand what the hell they're trying to do with his face.
What I understand, it's meant to show that he's just in a perpetual state of like dying/exhaustion.
The way his eyes are, it's like he just has empty sockets in his head, but it's in the shape of a raccoon mask. And he has like burning coals of essence as eyeballs that blink. I didn't understand it. It was very strange. Personality wise, I like him. I think he's a good character. I enjoy the contradiction between the real human being and then the superhero version that he has to become.
All Might has been one of my favorite characters in MHA just because of that duality that he has,
dichotomy.
Where there's All Might, the hero,
who is confident and radiant.
And then there's Toshinori, the dying man.
But beyond just the dying thing, he's just this humble, apologetic little man.
Not as strong as he normally is.
Oh, of course.
I've always liked All Might. I think he's one of the better written characters in MHA. Him and Aizawa, just because of how well they're written and how realistic they are.
No, the episode is good. I'm never going to watch MHA, but I'm going to keep enjoying Vigilantes as long as it remains enjoyable. I think I do need to watch Journal with Witch first because of how deep it is.
Yeah.
And how grounded and depressing it is. Then JJK for like the ridiculousness, and then MHA for the cleanse. The cleanse between incredibly depressing and then like action extravaganza and then happy fun times with a bit of drama. Yeah. I need to just keep watching them in order.
I mean, that's what I typically do. I watched JJK a little early this week.
No, they were good episodes this week. Yeah, I really liked Vigilantes. It didn't really have Koichi and Popstep. Like, it was still a good story.
Yeah, it was very good. Much improved over last week's.
Yeah.
But putting into context of the next episode, I feel like that redeemed it a little. This episode redeemed last episode's.
It makes it more acceptable that they took the entire episode dealing with all of that. Because we
Yes.
needed to then be able to focus on what this episode did without trying to jam it in with the last episode stuff as well. No, it wouldn't have worked if parts of this episode were jammed in with last week.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, that's all I got. All right, well, thanks for listening. Do not forget the Wednesday episodes of Weekly Ranma, where we are going through the old 90s OAVs of Ranma 1/2. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and then you get pinged when we have new episodes dropping outside of our schedule. All right, well, thanks again. Check you guys next time.